Hello everyone, my name is Tanaka Tava, and I'm a 22-year-old creative entrepreneur and Baylor University senior student. And I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time out to be able to listen to my idea. And also another special thank you to the TEDxCSUF team for their hard work and their dedication for allowing all the speakers to be able to share their idea. Now, first off, I just want to say this is one of the most craziest and honorable things that I've done so far. And giving a TED Talk at my age, I always knew that I was going to give one, but I never did I think it was going to happen so fast. I thought this was going to happen when I was 30. But here we are. Now, who am I and what am I about? I am a proud first-generation Zimbabwean American who was raised by a village of resilient support system. My parents come from Zimbabwe, and at the young age of 23 and 24 years old, they came over to America. And I am the eldest son of two intelligent immigrants who sacrificed for me, my siblings, to live the life that we have today. So standing in front of you today is a huge blessing because at one point in time, there was a time when I wasn't able to speak. Not because I didn't have the fear of public speaking, but because I had an ear infection when I was young that caused me to go mute. And it delayed my speech until I was 4 years old. And there was a point of time when my mom didn't think I was going to speak at all. And that being said, I'm a young man on a mission to inspire and leave something of value. As a 22-year-old creative entrepreneur using the form of multimedia to share the stories from different perspectives and bring people together. The main goal is to influence by empowering underrepresented groups to build towards something more, build towards generational wealth through authentically living their lives. And now, the idea that I'm presenting to you is called the highlight effect. Now, you might be thinking, what is the highlight effect? Now, truth be told, research in human psychology states that everyone wants to be noticed. And I mean everyone. Even from the most introverted of people, they want to be recognized for what they do and who they are. And so, everyone has heard the snowball effect and the butterfly effect. But my thesis, my idea is the highlight effect. And the highlight effect is this: how being your authentic selves creates opportunities to create impact and share the vital stories of others around the world at any level, regardless of your age and identity. Now, most people think that they need to be a huge social media influencer, a celebrity, or a politician to have an impact on somebody. But that could be further from the truth. According to Harvard psychologists, the average person in their lifetime will influence over 70,000 people. Think about that. 70,000. And that number has not only increased, but has exponentially been blown to proportion because of how connected we are due to the internet. As a creative storyteller, I wanted to create a dialogue about equity and diversity within my academic environment among students, faculty, and staff, and be able to help my student body guide and provide insight of other perspectives that weren't usually heard. A couple years ago, I was tasked as the Diversity Inclusion Chair for Student Government at Baylor. And the very first thing that came to mind was LeBron James. Yes, he is an NBA champion, an executive producer, and one of the greatest basketball players to ever live. But the way that he utilizes his platforms, not for his own personal gain, but to be able to shine a light on other people, is what inspired me to do the same, to create a podcast or a talk show. And that talk show was Campus Cuts. I wanted to dedicate this platform to highlighting the members of the community. And I mean all the members that I could. From my professor, Deanna Toten-Beard, the head of the Baylor Theater Department, where she shared her perspective on the current climate of education, theatric arts, and entertainment. To one of my best friends, Megan Peck, a Baylor alumna who is a social activist, an author, a fellow podcaster who advocates for LGBTQ+, equality, and social justice for Black lives. Another member was John Henry, a first-generation American who built his company at 19 and who sold it over for $1 million at 21, being featured on Forbes 30 Under 30 list, and had a chance to be able to be host of a TV show called Hustle on Vice TV. And last but not least, to my mentor, big bro, Joe, who I go to Calvary Church with, who shared his story on prison reform. And he used the gospel to transform the lives of other people in the prison system. And these are just a fraction of the stories that have been highlighted. But not only have they touched me, but to the thousands that listened. When I think about the highlight effect, what comes to mind is the Liberty Mutual Pay It Forward commercial, which made its rounds during the 2010s. And to sum it up, it was just a commercial of other people doing good deeds and another person seeing that, and then they wanted to do the same thing. I'm not sure about you, but I know for this. When you see someone in your life, whether you know them personally or not, that opens the door for another person, you want to do the same thing. Now, my takeaway for you all and how to apply the highlight effect in your life is the majority of time, the highest form of impact is when we realize we just got to be ourselves, whatever that means to you. It is the people who will be moved by what you're doing, inspired by you, that will take the next action step in their life to whatever goal that they're pursuing. So whether you are a CEO, a club president, a professor, a student, a waitress, the skills that are embedded in you have and will significantly change the trajectory of someone's life. And all I want you guys to realize is this. You don't have to be an icon to do this. You don't have to be a certain age. All you have to do is be yourself. You being yourself is a superpower that we all possess. And that superpower and our skills that are inside of us allow other people to be inspired to use their superpower. Once you're able to understand your uniqueness, the talents and skill set that are possessed, that are instrumental in providing change wherever you go, it is the catalyst to provide people a seat at the table, to contribute to a changing environment, and ultimately the key to living a life filled with purpose. And all you have to do is be you. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I appreciate all of this, and I appreciate all of you more than you will ever know.